Hi guys, so today we will see the wiper controls of XUV 3XO. So if you see over here, there are a lot of controls, so it might be overwhelming, but we will go through all of them step by step. So there are two things to note over here. This thing over here is called wiper control stalk, and this thing, these are called the rotary switch. So going from left to right, the first thing over here is this switch that you can press and it will clean your front windshield twice. So I'll show you the demo. The next thing, which is the rotary switch over here, it is for the rear wiper. You can set it to on, set it to off, or set it to run on an interval. The next thing is this rotary switch, which is for the front wiper. Now before going into the details of the rotary switch, I want to show you the two options. One is if you push this torque, then the front wiper will be activated and the front windshield will be washed. Similarly, if you pull back this torque, the rear wiper will be activated and the rear windshield will be washed. Now going into the details, as you see over here, these controls are for the front windshield and these controls are for the rear windshield or the wiper. Now one important thing to note here, this torque itself can be rotated to set it to any of these modes mentioned over here. So if I press and hold it above, that is in the mist mode, the front wiper will get activated. And if I release it, it will automatically go back to the off mode. Next, if I pull this torque downwards, the wiper will be set to auto mode. And you can see here auto wiper on. Now as it is not raining, the wiper is disabled. But if it would have been raining, the wiper would be on. Now if I pull this torque again downwards, it will go in the low mode. And as you can see, the wiper is operating in the low mode. If I pull it again downward to high, the wiper has increased its speed. I will set it back to off. Talking about the outer rotary switch, which is this one, now as it is set to off, the rear wiper is off. If I set it to on, the rear wiper will be enabled. If I set it to interval, it will be triggered every 4 seconds. I will switch it off. Now talking about this rotary ring, you should not confuse it with this mist off, auto, low and high. These options are for the stock itself. This rotary ring is used to adjust the sensitivity. So if you set it to higher sensitivity, that is towards the larger bars at the bottom, the wipers will start with lighter rain and wipe more frequently. If you set it to a lower setting, that is lower sensitivity, which is the smaller bars at the top, the wipers will wait for heavier rain before wiping. And now, as you can guess, you cannot adjust the sensitivity of the rear wiper because it doesn't have a rain sensor. Also, one thing to note here is that because I have AX7L variant and it comes with rain sensors, if I set the mode to auto, Then, using the inner rotary ring, I will be able to adjust the sensitivity. Whereas if you have another variant which does not have rain sensors, in that case this inner rotary ring will be able to adjust the interval between the wipes. So if your variant has rain sensors, it's recommended to set the stock to auto mode and the sensitivity ring around the middle. If the wipers wipe too often, when there's just a little drizzle or a few drops, reduce the sensitivity. Otherwise you can increase it. And for the rear wiper, the recommendation is different because it isn't automatic. So keep it off during normal driving, switch to interval when it's raining lightly or when the rear glass starts getting wet. Switch it on only in heavy rain when the rear window needs constant wiping. Turn it back off once the rear glass is clear.